This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a realtor? Well, what may be closer than you think? Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Sheila Bonn with Lone Star Properties. Sheila, how are you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm also doing wonderful this morning, and we are so excited to learn all about you and your business. Can you start off by telling our listeners just a little bit about your company?
I work for Keller Williams in Southlake, Texas. I've been selling with them for since 2010 at a pretty high level. I really focus on the people I know to help grow my business. My business is 100% by referral is how I work. And I enjoy doing it that way. You know, it's people that know me and like me and trust me, and they, help me grow my business by sending me their friends and family.
Amazing. Wow. So you certainly have some skin in the game then, it sounds like. How did you get into this business?
Well, I was in 2009 going through a divorce, and I knew that I needed more time because my daughter was about 7 years old, and I just needed time, and I knew I needed more money. So I thought, I'm going to get my real estate license. I was a graphic designer at the time. I'd been married for 17 years, and I just was going through a life change. And that's the one way I thought, this is how I can get more time and I can get some more money. So my daughter really was my big why in real estate. And it allowed me to be able to get to go to her school events, her field days, cheer, just different things as she moved up through the ranks in school and graduated. And now she is a sophomore, no, she's a junior at OU right now. But she was my big why.
That's really awesome. And being on the other side of it now, Sheila, what is the most common myth or misconception you come across in the day-to-day in your industry?
I would say a huge myth that I feel people have is they feel like they have to have 20% down to buy a house. And that's not true. We can do a minimum of 3.5% if you go FHA, and some of them, if you can even go to the outlying areas of the Metroplex, you can do a USDA loan and put 0% down. And even veterans can put 0% down and do 100% financing. Some of the other myths are Zestimates. So many people rely on Zillow to find out their true value of their home. And, most people don't realize that Texas is a non-disclosure state. We're not required to disclose what we paid for a home. So really the only way for somebody to find out that is for a realtor to go in there and pull the comparables to see what homes have been selling for, because we're going to be able to see that data on our end. And a lot of times people think spring too. They're like, spring's the only time to buy and sell. And that's not true. People go through life changes all the time. And that's what really drives our business is they're getting married, they're getting divorces, their families are growing. Sometimes their families are shrinking because, kids are going off to college, they're empty nesters. So a lot of different myths out there that people think about when they think of real estate.
So Sheila, getting into more of the heart of the business, in terms of marketing, is it true that you just do referrals? Do you do anything else for marketing?
I do a lot of referrals, but I also do other things for marketing. I'm on my social media. I do open houses, things like that. And sometimes I'll door knock, and I try to do events within my neighborhood. I'll do food drives for people where I'll leave a bag with my contact information on there for Grace Food Pantry. There's a Grace Food Pantry up here in Grapevine. And so I'll put a list of what Grace is really needing in their pantry. So I'll do food drives in the neighborhood. At Halloween, sometimes I'll market myself, hand out flashlights with my contact information engraved on them. And it's pretty cool when the kids are making their way back around, everybody's using their flashlights.
And who are your target clients or customers or families that you like to help?
My target people really are people that are going through life changes. I constantly reach out to my database pretty regularly, just reaching out, catching up, talking with people, seeing how they've been. And, a lot of times the conversation naturally goes to what's going on in their lives, what's going on in their families' lives. If somebody is going through a life change, if they're going through a new marriage, or sometimes, unfortunately, a divorce like I went through myself. So it's really people that are going through life changing events in their world, and it's going to cause them to either buy or sell real estate is really my target. But if I hear people moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, because I have friends all over the country, because I grew up in New Mexico, and so and people are just everywhere. So I try to just constantly stay in contact with them, and just find out what's going on in their world. How can I help? I'm here to serve. And even my past clients, I want to be your realtor for life. I want you to come to me if you need a painter. I want you to come to me if you need an electrician, because I have those people too in my life that I trust. I refer business to regularly. So, just staying in touch with my people is my biggest thing, because they help me find my target people to help them with their real estate needs.
So, Sheila, have you ever thought about having your very own podcast?
I've thought about it, but I thought, gosh, would I run out of subjects? Would I find people that would want to be on my podcast?
And outside of work, what do you like to do for fun with your daughter?
We go up there. Well, they do parent weekend twice a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. So we go up there and visit her. She's pretty independent and she's loving life. But, every morning I get up, Monday through Friday, I get up and I go to Pilates, and I have my group of friends there. And, when anybody's on vacation, we always miss each other. But then after that, I'll come home and I'll walk the dog, and I try to stay fit, try to stay active in what I do. And my husband and I also run and own 4 different Airbnbs. We've got 3 down in Granbury, and we've got 1 in Destin that we manage ourselves. We don't have a company do it for us. So, that keeps us busy and keeps us going. I really feel that a body in motion stays in motion, and activity breeds activity. So if you're really, like, when I'm reaching out to my friends and my family and talking to them, I try to make, I think I do 25 phone calls a week, and try to do handwritten note cards to them, also staying in touch. So it's just the activity breeding activity and constantly staying active.
Amen to that. And please tell our listeners one thing they should remember today about Lone Star Properties.
Lone Star Properties, I am clients first. I will always, my fiduciary duty to my clients is to look out for their interests first, not my own. I will always put my clients first every single time. And I do want to be your trusted realtor for life. And if anybody wants to read my reviews, they can look up Sheila Bonn Realtor. You can look me up on Google, Zillow, Realtor.com, and read my reviews. I'm very proud of my reviews. In fact, I've even had other agents give me reviews on there on how it was to work with me. So I know those are, reviews are very important. People want to know who they're working with. And so, I just want to be your trusted realtor for life. Whatever I can do, I'm here to serve you.
And where can our listeners go to learn more about Lone Star Properties?
You guys can look me up on Facebook on Lone Star Properties, my real estate page. I'm also on Instagram under Shishi Realtor, and Shishi stands for SHE, part of my first name. And that's also what my grandson calls me, is I'm Shishi.
Well, Sheila, I really appreciate you being on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. It was great talking with you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com, or call 469-221-9345.
Awesome, Sheila. You did a great job.